Okay. Oh, good grief. You guys just don't want to know. But now let's see if it shows up. Yes. All right, so I've got to make sure all the changes are in. And they are. Ow. Okay, so we are live. Going through StreamYards. And yeah, it's just gonna paint tonight and chat and whatever, you know. I can have guests. I'm running on StreamYard, and it's because I like how it's handling the camera and how that works out with the painting. Otherwise, I would have just done regular stream through YouTube tonight. But you know, if people want to pop in, I'll give out the link. But in the meantime, here we are. So I'm just going to try to get this going. Let's go to Discord. And yeah, hubby's singing in the background. You can probably be able to hear him too because, well, I can hear a lot of things in the background. So dishwasher's running right now. I apologize. There will be cats. Okay. All right. So looking at Discord. Fun Brigade. That's the hard part, is I really hate sharing these things. Hi, Celestial Rogue. How are you? Oh, there's the direction I need to go. Live right now. Trying to share this thing out. Okay. There. And of course, all the notifications. Hi, Sadie. How are you doing? And let's put this on my own Discord. Not that I have anybody who watches my own Discord. I don't know why I bother. Good. Let's see, how about Aromatic Beast? Does he have... No, he doesn't have an area for just plain advertising your live streams. Okay, that's good enough. And I'm not working on anything specific for Digital Hammurabi or anything, so I don't feel comfortable advertising on theirs either. We're hanging in there. We're managing. Kind of scary. Doing some phone calls tomorrow to see if we can get some help with services and stuff, and might be able to get by with assets instead of income. So hoping. And then I'm back to work tomorrow. So I'm feeling better than I did Thursday and Friday. And yeah, so I'm going to be working extra hours this week and have like one day off, but got to pay the bills. And if anybody's wondering why later on any drama people try to come through later, my hair looks a little greasy because I actually put oils in it because I do want this to get down past my knees at least. So I'm trying to keep it well conditioned, and I wash that out tomorrow. So yeah, I had to make that statement because it does look a little oily on camera, but that's why. Anyway, We have to. Hey, Mudbrooker. Oh, okay, no problem. I also, I will have the link up too if you're ready at any time and stuff like that. But frying chicken sounds really, really good. Anyway, I think what we're going to try to do is so some of you get an idea of who I am painting. We're going to pop over to some of the old messages Mudbrooker has given me because he sent me some links back on Facebook. You guys, I'm really not the biggest fan of Facebook, right? All right. Oh, where is... here we go. Yeah, my husband just said, where is your giant honking dog gone? Um, let me see if I can find the original size picture of that I can email it to you. Or we're going to share the screen. Hopefully you guys can hear this. Yes. Gotta love that dog. That's too cute. And let's see. And the reason why I'm doing the cat sleeping on top of the dog. Let me pause that. All right. And share screen again. So I was concerned on doing this painting that I had the cat too big for the dog, but I really don't. That's a good sized cat. And then this was just, whoa, what the heck? Okay, as it was still sharing. He's so cute. I can't help it. He's so cute. So yeah, there is our friend, and yes, they do grow the doggies big over in the Mudbrook. I think I just realized my horse painting in the background's a little crooked. That's actually not a painting, that's copper enameling back there, but it might be the camera angle, but I don't know. The door looks crooked too, so it's got to be the camera. But yeah, that's actually not copper enameling. What they call that? Copper tooling. That's what that is. That's from like 1972 or something that somebody did. So that's the story behind that. And of course, there's Balam's pole for pole dancing. And Sadie, I don't know what to tell you about your hair. I just don't. I'm out of ideas. I'm just oiling mine, and don't brush it wet. I'm trying to follow a few Edwardian ideas on hair growth. So I'm going to see how well it goes, but that's all I can tell you. I don't know what else to tell you there. So some of the things that I have to cover, of course, Bob Ross, positive energy. When you need positive energy, you need Bob Ross. I can't, it's going to be here. Right now, I am using, I use Fro butter. It costs like $30 or something for a big thing like that. Why I keep looking over there, I don't know. Camera's over here. That's about that big. Little expensive, but a little also goes a long way. The only problem is it kind of makes your hair feel a little greasy, so you kind of have to wash it out the next day. But don't use any harsh soaps. You might be able to get by with making your own soap with Castile soap and some oils in it and stuff. Just look up DIY natural soaps for hair growth is what you should do. Let's see. Yeah, so you want to just brush it and do that, or a heavier or wider tooth comb when it's dry, not right after you shower and it's still wet, because I guess that increases hair breakage. And then don't go to bed with a ponytail or an updo is another thing, I guess. So, no, we'll see if it works. Because it's like I hit a stopping point and that was it. Another thing that some people have been trying to do would be hair singeing, where they would go and roll up a strand of the hair. And you have to do this at a professional. So you'd roll up a bunch of the hair and keep twisting it until the very end, and stray strands that are sticking out, you would just kind of lightly singe a taper along those to seal the ends of the hair instead of trimming the cut ends, and it seemed to work better. I don't know. Hey, very naughty kitty. Yeah, I've had really, really good luck over the years with Garnier Fructis. With their products in my hair has been really good, and it ends up really super silky and shiny. But I don't know, my hair's been starting to get a little drier over the last year or so. So I think I'm needing to switch. I'm having to oil my hair a lot more. So I'm kind of needing to switch my tactics around a little bit. So I might be going to actually doing a natural product. And I found one recipe where they said you don't need conditioner after using it, but if you do this certain recipe where you make your own. So I'm gonna see about what I can do with that. So yeah. And Celeste, is that you? Or are you just another naughty kitty? Excuse me, I'm getting lights set up here, so I'm going to look really weird. Okay. This is where the light gets kind of ugly. There we go. Camera quake, as Paranor used to say. And I apologize for that. Oh, come on. There. That's better. Well, that light might be too much. Definitely better. Okay. Yeah, I have two lights. Depending on the work that I'm doing. I have a new towel. Oh, thank you, kitty. Yeah, we have a Celeste kitty too that comes and visits. She's another artist. She does art dolls and, with making like dragons and those type of puppet type dolls and stuff. She's really cool. And she's goth. And yeah. Oh yeah, trying to use logic. That girl's making too much money. She doesn't care. What do you do? Some people, you just kind of surrender after a while. So what I did here, before I go working more on the white areas on the cat, I'm going to do some more on the dog. Although here I should actually do this part because the dog's muscle and body is going to be partly over top of that. So we'll do those first. I did I used Winsor & Newton Galleria acrylic yellow ochre. I know it's hard to see in this light. For the base coat, the undercoat for the dog, just to, kind of make it a little easier to see what colors I'm working with. And yeah, it's not all professional paints. I will slowly be replacing with professional paints. Oh, I've never tried Palmer's olive oil spray. I'm having really good luck with the fro butter, but it does get really thick and kind of can feel a little gunky. But it washes out really, really easy. And so once a week I go and just leave a bunch of it in. Okay. Not that one. I'm going to have to pop up a picture of Jesse on the screen too. Oh, he's such a cutie. And Mudbrooker told me he is an apricot Mastiff. Apricot colored. The cat doesn't have a name. There we go. All right. I'll share the screen for what I'm working off of here. So that's where I'm going. Oh, yeah, see. Yeah, Sadie, the issue I have is I'm one of those that I really do not think that horses should be a food animal in the first place. There ends up being a lot of abuse to the animals, even by people showing horses. That's the area I grew up in. The Mustangs are being abused. They're being killed for no reasons other than grazing land, basically. And the ones being shipped from Canada to Japan are being shipped as a delicacy, but the people that are bringing them over are actually violating the Canadian laws on how to do the shipping of large animals, large live animals. So it's falling under abuse there as well. And it's just something that I don't agree with. And I mean, while myself, I'm not the most comfortable with eating animals in the first place, and yeah, I still do, and it's kind of a oxymoron there on my part, or hypocrisy or whatever, but it's the abuse of the animals that I take issue with. There's my bird umber. And I thought I had one more darker brown. Got black. So yeah, I would just, if she makes one with different fats in there, I guess. I don't know. It just depends on how comfortable you are with it. That's a personal decision you've got to make on that. I won't myself, but that's me. And no, I do not like it. And I have nothing against her or anything. It's just, it's just something that I don't care for. I didn't even know that was a thing. until Daphne was selling stuff with camel hump fat in it, and I have one of her products, and I just broke out from it really, really bad. I had one of her hand bombs, and it's not her fault because she doesn't put anything in there that's bad. It's just it didn't react well with my eczema, and some people you can't use some things and you can use others. So, it's like, what do you do? But I don't know. I don't know what the slaughter industry for camels is like over in the Middle East. And I would also be concerned as to where in the Middle East and who the producers are. Are they from Saudi Arabia, which is extremely abusive to its people? There's other countries over there that are very abusive to their people. Like if somebody deconverts from Muslim to atheist, they get executed. Women are abused. There's other things that happen that are really horrible to women, especially. So I would be concerned, especially with any kind of animal fat or any product like that. Where is it coming from? And I've never tried Manuka honey. Some people say it's worth it. I don't know. Okay, I'm trying to find my good brush here. Because I am going to have to play with animal hair textures tonight. And I'm just going to keep going until I can't. I just dropped a brush. And at some point, too, I'll have to at least get hubby his supper, so there might be a brief pause in the stream where I have music running or something. But that's not for an hour and 45 minutes. Okay. All right, let's see. We're also down to only having to check a few days a week on his blood sugar, too, so that's great. Some things are better, some things are the same. Yeah. I think that brush. I had one that I was abusing it enough that the bristles were working really well, though, for doing hair. Where's my really fine brush? I don't know. Thought it was in my case here. I need so many new brushes. I buy a little bit at a time. Well, if I destroy another brush, I do. Oh, do you think that the camel fat might be coming from Australia? I know camels used to be in North America too. 10,000 years ago, hubby says, but yeah. Australia's got some horses too. They have a wild breed called the Brumby, which was imported, as people colonized and prisoners were brought over to Australia and stuff from England. That they some of these horses got loose, just like in the American West, horses got loose and they became wild. Water is the drink of choice tonight, although I do have a 0 sugar, no NutraSweet Gatorade Zero here. And I have been running like a maniac today, so trying to keep my fluids up. All right. I had that slate gray I was using too. One more paint color I'm missing, guys. I'm so set up for this. Nope, that's a purple. We're not using a purple. That's a dark blue. I was thinking about it. I should have undercoated the cat maybe in a real pale blue or something, but yeah, oh well. Yeah, I actually really love Brumbies. They're like one of my favorite horses. If I had the money, I would adopt a few and bring them to the States and have them here. And I'm sure somebody has, but okay. I'm going to use just a tiny hint, if I can open it, of the yellow. Oh, yeah. The emu war. Yeah, Sadie, we just gotta, as long as we don't say things like that word you just used or the C word. We'll call it the bug. Yeah, because that way I am monetized for a reason. It does help me out a little bit. So, yeah. Despite Daphne's objections to when people are doing monetizing and stuff, it's like, that's an individual choice. All right. More than 2 sheep per person in Australia. Okay, that's cute. All right, how do I want to approach this? I didn't finish this right here. I still need that other light though. There's no neat way to do this. So I know I had that on before. Yeah, my desk is so full of crap that trying to turn around here. Loads of fun. That's better. Okay. I can actually see. You guys might have a little issues over here, but let's see if I can adjust that. Ugh, that's worse. There we go. That's better. Oh, yeah. Oh, me too. I just got into a fight with somebody that you and I both know, and supposedly I have been blocked and unblocked again, and I never knew I was blocked in the first place because we'd never gotten into an argument, but they even came over to my channel and left nasty comments and then deleted them, but I still saw them because that's the way YouTube Studio works. And I'm like, whoa, what is this? And all I had done was say about what happened here regarding the C word. And it was enough to make that person pretty angry. Yeah, so this is going to be underneath that bit of fuzz there. Okay. I know what I'm doing. Yeah. The debate about the emu war is like just talking to a brick. Cute. No, in case anybody ever wonders, when you leave a comment on somebody's channel and then you go about deleting it afterwards, the owner of the channel can still see the comment. So it's kind of like, if you're going to be a little butthurt about something and then you kind of change your mind, maybe wait to type until you calm down and then decide if that is actually what you want to say, because deleting it is not going to help your case at all. And yeah, that's just what I ran into, which is kind of sad. I mean, our views don't match or anything, but yeah, this person brought out that I'm pagan and I'm just an angry pagan now and stuff like that. And it's like, I didn't even know you blocked me for anything. Like, okay. Some people get really upset. I wonder what it is with Tasmania. Oh, that they're free of the crap that's going around. Let's at least get this shadow in and get this part finished so I can start working on the dog hair. And I like to go from behind, you know, do things from the back and bring them forward a little bit more as I paint. So I'm probably going to start back here on Jessie and back here and just start working my way forward. I don't know. I'll figure it out. Not the best pet portrait painter, but I'm getting a lot better at it. I hope. And I'm putting a little yellow tones in here too. And this part of the leg is over top that back there. I want to get this one done so I can start working on Corwin. He's a oh God, now I can't remember the name of the breed, and it's a very common one. English Springer. And he has the prettiest ears. Oh my gosh, he's got so many colors, a mix of the brown, black, and white in his ears. And they're velvet. And I did not realize, I was shocked out of my mind when my in-laws said, yeah, he's 9 years old. I'm like, I remember him being a puppy. He's not supposed to get old. Yeah, Kitty, I agree with that. Yeah, some people just get really, really upset when it comes to religion stuff. And I mean, it's not like I haven't done the same, especially if somebody tries to make up crap about, you know, what my religion entails. And it's like, excuse me, you don't even know what I do, and that happens a lot depending on the circles you hang around with. And so lately I've just been more on the creative side of YouTube and just enjoying that. The drama isn't my thing too much anymore because it gets so toxic. It never stops. People say things and then they can't really take them back, and it just keeps going, and then everybody hates everybody, and it doesn't bring me happiness anymore. So I've been kind of out of the drama. I still go and I pop in and I say hi to people, and because I've made a lot of friends over the years and a lot of people that I know that I'll pop in and see how they're doing, and then I leave again and I go on to something else. And I've run into somebody the other day that got kind of perturbed about it, but they want to try to, and they were under a false account too. They're trying to drag me into stuff, and I don't care anymore. I have too much stuff going on in my own life to have to deal with it. Just trying to add a few tones here and there. Yeah. Oh, I haven't watched 90 Day Fiancé in like 6 months, I think, because I don't have access to it. And I have too many, like, I'm stuck watching Stargate SG-1 right now. I think I'm on like season 4. Oh, yeah. Disagreeing. I mean, if everybody agreed with everybody, life would be so boring and this world would be so incredibly dull. But, you know, it gets old after a while. Might have this paint a little too wet. It's acrylic though, it'll dry fast. Plus the cat's hair on their legs is often smoother than on their body, unless it's a Maine Coon. Then you get Pomeranian kitty butts. They have such hinderfloof that they have the same hair patterns as Pomeranians. It's so cute. Maine Coons are adorable. Ah, yeah. See, I don't use anything like that because, well, I just, tie up my hair and you go to work that way. And I'm sure that's probably part of what's kind of keeping my hair shorter than I'd like, is I do have to tie it back. But I'm thinking I'm going to start going with a loose braid and just have it down my back instead of going in an up ponytail, because I'm pretty sure that's how some of my hair is pulling out. I'm so behind on Christmas presents, I'll tell you. I have to I have that painting to go. I have to make a necklace for my daughter, and then do a painting of a little boy with his aunt, and then I'm free. But that painting of the little boy is going to definitely be after Christmas. And some of this I'm going to have to just do offline. I can't do it all online. I work too many hours. But everybody knows what this year has been like for hubby and I, so they're fine with waiting. Plus, I'm making things for my 2 sister-in-laws too. Sisters-in-law? Sister-in-laws? I don't know how you... I think it is sisters-in-law, yeah. Yeah, okay. I love birds. I've never had parakeets though, or budgies, and I had finches for a long time. And they sounded like adding machines. Okay, just a second, you guys. I got a text here. Have to respond to this one. I think he's without a tail. If somebody's reproducing the little red teddy bear from a kids show called Coco Melon, and I don't think the bear has a tail in the back. Yeah. Yeah, I know he doesn't have a tail. And at some point, she's going to be making me a giant dragon. I'm so excited. I'm getting a red one. Oh, yeah, this year feels like 4 years for me. I just about had it, I'll tell you. Sorry about the dings. This one's kind of important because it's somebody's Christmas present. Some little one. Oh. She said my cousin is doing this and she's had fun making this little red bear. Let's see if I can find the image I sent her so I can show you guys. It's really cute. Cute in a almost could be creepy kind of way. Let's see. There's the one I sent her. So let's open that in a new tab so you guys can't see her stuff. And I will share the screen. There. There's the button. I found it. Yeah, so that's the teddy bear she's making for this little kid, but not real button eyes. She took felt because you don't want to have something that a toddler can swallow. So. Oh, I didn't know parakeets were native to Australia. At least my cousin's having fun with the project. Yeah, start talking to them and keep it simple at first, then go on to treats and stuff. Yeah, we just got to kind of be patient and figure out how everything's going to play out. You know, that's all you can do. There was some serious crap that happened during, when I was your age too, Sadie, that it always seems to something rears its ugly head as you're going through life, unfortunately, especially when you're your age. We had a lot of near end of the world type stuff that seemed to be going on all the time. It was the Reagan era. Where the trickle-down economy began. Yeah, and then I lost somebody I really loved in the in the Gulf War back in the 90s, early 90s. And so, yeah, that year really sucked. And it seems like it goes good for a couple of years and then everything just kind of goes to crap for a year or two. And then it just all seems to cycle. It's not fun. I think it's partly how you perceive everything too, maybe. Oh, really? I didn't know that about parakeets. You mean clipping their wings? I really don't think clipping is that bad of an issue um, when you have domesticated birds because it is a safety issue for one thing. They can, you know, get out and get into all sorts of trouble. Oh, yeah. Yeah. My husband's grandmother, when she was alive, had both cat and bird, and they got along. And with finches was another matter at my house, though, because I had cats that really wanted those finches bad. But yeah, she had budgies and cat, and they got along fine. I guess they kind of ignored each other. And then my husband had a dove who would go and pick on the cat. And my mom actually has some of the barn swallows come down and land on her hand and everything, and she can carry them around and that, the wild swallows in her horse barn, and they pick on the cats. Cats are actually kind of afraid of barn swallows because they'll gang up. Okay, so this is all gray down here. And I'm going to want that tail to go over top. So I think I'm going to start working on the dog next. Oh, pardon me. There. I don't even remember. I think I had gotten the finches because one of the nurses that I worked with was getting rid of 4 finches she had. I ended up having a lot of finches. And because they didn't have distinctive markings, trying to name them was really entertaining. It didn't quite work out so good. Oh, where is my image now of... There. Okay, now... Thinking I might have to add a little orange in there too, looking at his coat. You okay, sweetie? Oh, he's sleeping and dreaming here, it looks like. I didn't want to use that bright orange, but it looks like that might be all I have. I'm so organized. I have a big bag here that I have my paints in, and it's kind of my travel bag, so I can take it up to the cabin and stuff. I am so sorry about the yawning, you guys. That's just horrible. And I took a nap after I did laundry and did a whole bunch of stuff today, and oh no, I did that. I'm like, oh no, I forgot to run the one comforter through the washer a second time. No, I did. I got it. So I have a certain pillow I have to sleep with because of my neck injuries, and that's in the laundry, and I have two of them, but I don't know where the second one went. So I have to get the comforter washed so I can get the other batch of laundry done. So I'm going to be up probably late tonight. I can't get this. There. Okay. So we're going to go a little bit of orange. Not a whole lot. Let's have a little tray here. Okay, he's laughing in his sleep. That's funny. Go instead of white, I have a peach. Still got the yellow out. And let's throw in some lighter shades of brown. I'm terrible. I'm mixing like apple barrel paints with Windsor. I mean, I just offended all the gods, but it's what I have. I only do a little bit at a time because I don't want to get a bunch of paint drying out here. Oh yeah, my finches liked cut up broccoli too. That was like something they really enjoyed. And every time my son's violin instructor was over, we had to shut off the or we had to, if we were going to record, we had to go to the party room at the apartment complex because the finches would get so noisy once the violin started up, they would just go crazy. It was really hilarious. And if Windows booted up and did its musical sound, they would go crazy from that. They were insane little birds. Okay. My colors ran together. Crapola. Crapola. Yeah, you have a kitten. Which one have you got? That's a Balam. Boy, she's hairy. Well, if you release them out into the wild, they'll more than likely get killed by a cat or something. Just laying down some base color work here so I can see what kind of highlights I'm going to need to put where. Okay, so the paler part goes clear over here. Okay. Yeah, you should be able to find a maybe somebody who's willing to adopt some or an animal rescue or something like that. If you have to give them away. There we go. It's laying down my shadowy areas. There are a few. Balam is grooming hubby's forehead. Okay. There's a little bit more shadow in here. Sorry, concentrating, you guys. Yeah, and I know this isn't a lot of coverage on this paint here, but there's going to be more work involved. Just a base coat right here. And one of the things you want to make sure you do when you're painting, although it depends on the style of painting too, but if you do a little bit more realistic, you want to have colors that carry out throughout the entire canvas. So I know you guys can't see it because of the light right here, but there's a little yellow in the white. And now I'm adding a little gray into the shadows here. Your shadows generally are going to be cooler colors like your grays and blues and stuff. And since the cat is really, really gray and, almost a dark mousy gray color, I didn't add any yellows in here. It's still a cooler color. So right now in here, I'm throwing in that gray because it is based in the blue tones. And then just kind of smoothing out my strokes a bit. And then I'll go back with the black around the edge. And I may have to go back over it again once it's dry. One of my favorite artists, Jasmine Beckett Griffith, works in really, really thin layers of acrylics. I haven't gotten that far yet because I tend to act a little bit more like oils. And if you want to look her up, look up Big Eye Fairy Art. And there's one artist that has her studio at Disney World, and that's Jasmine. And I have talked to her. And I actually sent her a drawing of herself with her Maine Coon cat. Years ago, I did a pen and ink drawing of her. And she really liked it. She's really super pretty. She kind of looks like Celeste Kitty. And super duper talented. Yes, she makes her living off of painting. Okay. All right, that's too bright in that spot. Okay, that's better. And some of the yellow does come through on the canvas too. All right, so back here. And that shadow actually has a bit more dark brown in it. And I know I've painted the edges of this canvas, like I've gotten green and stuff over here, but I have some metallic bronze paint, and I think I'm just going to outline the whole thing with the metallic bronze. So what I don't get painted over those edges, I don't care. Okay, and then we're going into a lighter brown right there. The problem with this preliminary painting I did is I can't see my brush, my lines. I have to really get my head in close to see the lines. Sorry, my cup's in the way. Good spot for it. Okay, have a good night, Celestial Rogue. Yeah, how I fixed that with my finches, Sadie, is I went and I had a couple of feeders in the cage. Now Blum is licking the chair. Strange cat. Strange cats. Okay, and there was actually a little bit of reddish undertone. So I'm going to go with the next shade of brown here. I don't know why Blum licks furniture. Strange kitty. Actually, I do need a little red. Come on out of there. I don't need a lot of red. I need a little red. You can't dye it. You can paint your hair, but you can't dye it. You can dye your hair with Sharpies. Permanent inks, you know. anything that's going to actually stain will dye your hair. So like furniture stain, I don't recommend any of these things, but yeah, for like art dolls and doll wigs and stuff, I'll sometimes take Sharpie markers and do an ombre effect down the wig or something. But okay, there we go. Almost too much red. Working into shadows. And just brush that all down. Okay, and this is going to be the hair in front, that white area, so I will get that detail in later on. Okay. So I'm going to try to get the dog's pads. Get that foot back there first, I think. Well, maybe if I at least get this shadow going here. Let's try that first. There we go. That's better. I know I had layered that gray in there, but like I said, sometimes you have to go multiple times. Okay, that's good. All right. Swap brushes here. Get another drink of water. I like northern Minnesota or southern Minnesota. I'm kind of like in the middle of it. And it's so because I'm in the city and I am not a fan of the city very much. I would rather be out in the country or out in the woods or something like that. The other drawback is when it gets cold, it really gets cold. And same thing with the heat. We have a yearly record of extremes for temperatures in Minnesota. And that makes it kind of unpleasant. And then when we get heat, it'll often go from a dry heat to a really, really moist heat where you can't breathe. And then the snow, when we get snow, it'll kind of like we get all of winter is coming all at once in one weekend. And other people don't really, you have to watch other people who are driving. And there's been times I haven't been able to get out to get to work. And like the city of Minneapolis will wait 3 days to plow. And so nobody's going anywhere. Neighbors are out helping shovel the street just so you can get out. I mean, it's a challenge. I'd rather live in North Carolina. went there during our honeymoon and fell in love with it. I love the Smoky Mountains, and that's where I would, if I had a choice, that's where I really would love to live. Um, just to have like a small homestead or something and be in the mountains. And I know the weather's not perfect there either, but it's just not in my neighborhood. It's not extremely safe. And housing is kind of expensive. I mean, there's a lot of people on assistance, but housing here can get really expensive. Even for a one bedroom studio apartment can get really pricey, depending on the area you're in. I'm in a little cheaper area, but unfortunately, we've got a higher crime rate too. I'm a little scared to go out walking just to go walking, unless it's the couple blocks that I know that I live on. Because I know all my neighbors, and I made a point of knowing all my neighbors. And so everybody knows each other on this street. And it's a lot of older people on my street. But there's been some incidents that were extremely unpleasant, where we had to file police reports for threats of violence and all sorts of stuff. So, yeah. Where all the problems politically that, ended up going nationwide. Again, I'm trying not to say it because of the monetization thing, but with all that stuff that happened this summer, I don't live too far away from that. Let's put it that way. Boy, this is a big wrinkly dog. I don't know. I never really looked. I think we're a blue state. Yeah, I think so. I think that's how you define a mostly Democratic one as a blue state. Trying to keep myself out of the camera here so you guys can kind of see what I'm doing. Okay. All right. And white and yellowish. I am going to have to do a lot of this work off camera because I don't know how much I'm going to get done before Christmas. There we go. It wasn't going to squeeze out of there. I don't think so. There's been so many people talking about Civil War and stuff that it hasn't happened. I don't think anything's going to get that far. There we go. Mudbrooker growing them goggies big. Really put too much yellow down. There we go. That's better. Oh dear, Balam's running around the house going, "Brrr." Oh, yeah, she is. She's gotten just absolutely horrible. Yeah, it kind of looks like it, but Mudbrooker will be back. And there might be people later. Yeah, don't know. I think my best friend's daughter Amanda is out doing stuff. And for a while I had my one friend Paranor was a mod on here, but he passed away in September. I still keep him as a mod though, just because he'll permanently be a part of my channel. I also didn't advertise too heavy tonight, but we'll see. My long-term plan though is to get StreamYards Pro. I didn't realize Wraith was back there. Wraith? There's the kitty. One confused Bombay. I think, since it just goes inactive, they just don't, they don't get any monetizations after a while and stuff. But I don't think the account's deleted unless a family member asks it to be deleted. I didn't actually look at that. Let's see. Yeah, his channel's still up. I think I might turn around and download all of his stuff though to archive it. I think that's what I'm going to do. Yeah, so there's the channel. But I think he's got 193 videos. I think I'm going to download all of his Minecraft stuff because some of that we did together. Just in case YouTube ever decides to do anything about it, you know, to stop having it active or, you know, whatever. That's going to be a lot of downloading. He used to take me through some really nightmarish things during in the nether and in the end in Minecraft. Oh my gosh, we'd argue because it would trigger some of the stuff he did would actually trigger my real life fear of heights. It was funny. No, I haven't watched Sassy Grandma. Did I just misplace the dog? No, there he is. Okay. Yeah, I've never seen Sassy Grandma though. What, Balam? Brrr, brrr. You should go visit Wraith. Then you can be on camera and be all cute. Brrr. Oh yeah. I think I'm there's Balam, you guys. Oh god, don't well, it's locked into the easel, so you are such a pretty mush. Balam. Brrr. Just don't yeah, unfortunately, she's in heat. Can we not and say we didn't? Okay. I could not afford to get her spayed yet because, like, everything just had to happen this year. You know, oh, that was my face put that dung at me, I bet. Oh. Oh. Yeah, I tried to some guy was on Facebook and had this really gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous antique love seat. And he had it for sale for a while. And then he dropped the price down to free. And I hadn't watched it before that, you know, but as I was combing through Facebook Marketplace, I saw it and it was free. So I said I wanted it. And he didn't respond and didn't respond and didn't respond. And then all of a sudden, he jumps the price up. And I'm like, this sucks. And I messaged him and I said that, you know, I had been trying to contact you and you didn't respond at all. And now you got the price up. What is going on? So he jacked the price up again. Well, I messaged him and I said, you know, I asked back when you had this item for free how heavy it was and that so I could have somebody come and help me get it, you know, pick it up. And he just messaged me just now, that last bing, saying, well, it had interest and I need some cash, so I put a price back on it. And I would have reported this to Facebook, except when you adjust a price on an item in the marketplace, it actually renews the listing. So there's no history to go back and say, yeah, he had this at free and he's doing a bait and switch. And yeah, spaying, especially for 2 females, and after they've been in heat, is expensive. But Balam is going to be more expensive because she has an umbilical hernia that's pretty big. And so they're going to have to stitch that shut and put her organs back inside of her body. So she looks like she's got fat hanging down below, and that actually is her hernia. And she got that when she was a baby, and it actually is pretty common, but it's about this big. And so yeah, her spaying is going to be a lot more money because we're going to have them do it at once, you know. But she doesn't notice it. I mean, you've seen videos of her pole dancing. She just doesn't care. Rachel, hi. I'm making progress. It's slow. Mudbrooker is cooking and probably eating supper now, so he's not in yet. Yeah, so trying to work around these pads. Big pads, big dog. At work on breaks, I've been sewing because it's something small I can take with and, you know, get done there. Because I have 2 things I'm making. And then I have 2 hemp necklaces to do. And then all the other Christmas presents are going to be late. Okay. Okay. More white here. Mudbrooker's back. He is quite the beast. He's an awesome beast. I still love the puppy video. And let's see. There we go. Oh boy. I have to take a breather here. I just had some nausea go through. Your comment was too short? Okay. Oh. There we go. That link is kind of open too, as long as people aren't, trying to crash my channel or something, Okay. Okay. Sorry, that was the advertising on there. I was just making sure the chat was too funny. I didn't know YouTube did that. That's funny. Oh. Yeah, a lot of the hair texture, I think, is coming from the brush strokes I'm doing. And I probably added more wrinkles to this dog than there actually is, but hey, it's cute. I wanted to kind of accentuate the wrinkles. It's just too adorable. All the wrinkles. Like his leg was actually sticking out further this way, but I had to shorten it and bring it in more to fit the canvas. What, Wraith? You can't climb up here right now. Mom's busy. Yeah. I know. You want to be up here really bad. I'm trying to keep the brush strokes going with the direction of the dog hair. Mudbrooker.
Howdy.
Hello. So how's it going?
Oh, not too bad. Been working. Here I thought I was going to be done for the winter, but got called back in. We're building a truck stop.
Oh.
Kind of on the tail end, but they should have it done by Christmas. At least that's what they're aiming for. But they picked up another job about a block and a half away, putting a addition on a Quick Trip because they all of a sudden got a liquor license and they're going to add on a liquor store.
Oh, wow. Quick Trips are actually pretty decent stores, though. So
Yeah, I mean they've been, I've been dealing with them for years and years.
they got good deals on milk and stuff too.
Yeah, milk, and they got butter on sale right now for $2 a pound.
Oh, wow. That's
Yeah,
cheaper than Walmart.
yeah, and it's good butter too.
All right, Wraith. You want up here that bad? Come
Yeah,
on.
butter.
Come on. Wraith. Wraith. You're going to jump up on me anyway. You might as well get up here. Come on. Wraith. He's sitting here at my feet staring at me. Thing is, as soon as I start painting again, I'm going to have sudden cat.
Oh yeah.
There he is. There's Wraith. Get camera more. Yeah, so my microphone might sound a little funny for a bit. Oh yeah, Mudbrooker's got an awesome voice.
I'll have to send you a picture of the clouder of cats out on the porch. They're all piled up on the mattress.
Yeah.
They're getting
really,
out of hand.
Wraith. This is the funny part. He likes to have his butt patted. Watch his tail. he gets this corkscrew going. It's just funny. You know, all anybody's seeing is your butt, cat. That rumbling is purring. Yeah, I'm seeing how much progress I am getting on the dog tonight. We didn't need to know that, Sadie.
Well, who doesn't really?
Yeah. No, yeah, this might end up being after Christmas too at the rate I'm going, because this is taking a while. I'm doing this area after I get the dog underneath done so that I can layer the cat's tail over top, but
I'm in no itching hurry.
Okay. This is probably going to be the only one that's done on stream though, because I got to get the other ones done fast, if fast is a word. Wraith, you're being difficult. This people is an American Bombay. He drools, which he's doing right now. And he's a Velcro cat. They're the number 6 on the list of dogs of the cat world. Number 1 is Maine Coon, and number 3 is Burmese, which is what Bombays are part Burmese and American Shorthair. So they're talkers. They play fetch. This one drools. And when they bond to a person, oh my gosh, do they bond to a person? They're very hard to rehome. But we adopted him. He wasn't even a year yet, so. You have a drooling problem, cat. A real serious drooling problem. Yeah, Bombays are very much like dogs. They're an awesome breed, and I just think it's funny that Maine Coons are like number 1 on the list, and it's like I have 2 Maine Coon mixes, and yeah, they act like dogs. He jumps in my arms when I come home from work. Huh, you got pretty eyes. That's all they can see of you is your eyes and the insides of your ears. Oh, and we have to groom. You drooled all over yourself, you know. I can't have a stream without one cat. Yeah, otherwise, I've been doing pretty much nothing but working here. I felt like crap Thursday and Friday, so I didn't work those 2 nights because I had wrenched my neck out and I was having problems breathing and everything. So now my second employer's like, "Well, do you have COVID?" I'm like, "Oh, crap, I said that word. Now I'm going to get demonetized." And I'm like, "No, I don't think so. I had it earlier this year." And when the nurse manager called me, it was Saturday, and I'm like, "Yeah, I'm feeling a lot better, but I have asthma and reactive airway disease, and I just managed to get a bad head cold, and I didn't want to give it to anybody. So I may have to go get tested again Monday."
Yeah.
But for my main employer, I didn't call in for them, so it's no big deal. For the second employer, I don't work for them until Thursday again this week. So, I'd get the results back by then. You're not climbing on the table. Why don't you get down? Thank you. So, yeah, I did accomplish stuff yesterday and today though, so that was good. Rearranged one room, put away stuff, and trying to make it safer for hubby to. Yeah, I'm going to pretend, Sadie. Uh, make it safer for hubby to walk around and stuff. So I kind of cleared out the kitchen. I got a couple of kitchen chairs gone, and they were crappy anyway. And shrunk the table down. I have an old farmhouse table, so I dropped the leaves on it so it'd take up less space. And yeah, so I was busy yesterday and busy today. I baked up 4 squash yesterday and got those in the freezer. And
Yeah. Yeah, I've been slowly thinning out the furnishings around here too. Had a big rectangle oak table, dining room table, then a little round oak kitchen table.
yeah,
And see, my kitchen is one room, and I got an island in the middle.
yeah,
Not really in the middle, but and when I put my wood stove back in, I had to find a new place for the rectangular table. So I gave that'd be my niece,
yeah.
the wife's niece actually, but I gave her that round oak table, and I had these two gigantic. They're old deacon's chairs.
Oh,
Came out of
wow.
Yeah, they came out of the church in Sioux City, and I gave those to her too because they're big, massive things.
Oh, yeah. That's cool, though.
Yeah, big oak armchairs with kind of a tombstone shaped back.
Yeah.
Christ, they stood about 4.5 foot tall. The back of the thing.
Holy cow. That's huge.
Yeah, but it was kind of nice. I got the cook stove all set up and running. Been playing with that.
Oh, now that cook stove, is that firebox or is that gas or what is it?
That's wood.
Okay, cool. Yeah, Sadie, autumn is beautiful here. It is really nice. Same thing where Mudbrooker lives in Wisconsin.
Yeah.
That's gorgeous there too. There's a town called Viroqua, Wisconsin, which
Mm-hmm.
Sadie, if you ever get to go, it's really pretty. It's an Amish town. It is just gorgeous. Um, we want to do another day trip out, or a staycation or something out there at some point because fell in love with it.
Oh yeah, it's a beautiful little town, but God help you, you're trying to make a living digging holes.
Oh yeah,
I was I was down in there. Was it 7 months 1 year and 5 months the next doing water and sewer? And
oh wow,
oh man, it was a nightmare. Real heavy clay soil and narrow streets,
yeah,
and we were real deep, so it was a huge pain.
Yeah, we went to that man-made lake that they have out there, and
Yeah.
we didn't realize where we were because we at the um, GPS got us lost, and so we hadn't even planned on being there.
Yeah.
But we found this lake, and we were tired of driving, so we went out, to go see it. And they have the signs out there that it's man-made and stuff. But we ended up fossil hunting, which was really, really fun,
Yeah.
and we had good luck with it. And then we went into the town, and it's like, oh my god, so at some point and there was a gem shop there, where they're selling the um like turquoise and all that stuff. So bought some
Yeah.
stuff from there, and we still want to go
Yeah.
back.
Yeah. Yeah. If you get a chance to wander through the residential districts, there's a lot of different kinds of type of architecture.
Yeah.
Probably about every kind of house you're going to see. You see, it's an old money town because it was kind of the center of tobacco growing, and
Oh,
they still do grow tobacco down there. And yeah, a lot of people don't think of tobacco in Wisconsin, but in the southern part of the state, they grew quite a bit,
I
mostly
didn't
for
know that.
mostly for cigar wrappers and such. Not so much for cigarette and pipe tobacco, but
Yeah.
yeah, they still do grow a fair bit down there, down around Stoughton, south of Madison. They grow quite a
Wow.
bit.
That's cool.
Yeah, and no, Viroqua is a dry town.
Oh
There are
yeah,
no,
with all the Amish there.
well, no, Amish don't mind drinking, but there's no taverns in town. But a private club like the VFW or American Legion can have a bar, so of course they do.
Yeah.
Supper clubs, well, you got to have cocktails with your meal, so supper clubs can have a bar, and there's 3 or 4 of them. Bowling alley can sell beer. The convenience
Yeah.
stores can sell beer, but it's a dry town. Yeah,
Yeah.
by Wisconsin standards, I suppose, yeah, it is. But
Yeah, we were really interested in, if we get to go at some point, is the theater that they've got there, that old time theater with the stage. And
uh,
it's like, oh man, that would be fun to just go. Because
mhm.
I mean, we've been to the Orpheum, and to see Phantom of the Opera, and we're some, at some other theaters, and just had fun. We like that sort of thing. Hi, Deb. I'm still going for a while.
Yeah, my mom's side of the family came up through that part of the state. There's a little town north of Viroqua called Melvina,
Yeah.
and there's an old cemetery there. I got some ancestors buried, and yeah, see, she's her side of the family is mostly Welsh, and they've been in the country since the 1600s. And they sort of
Ah,
moved, they landed on Block Island next to Rhode Island.
yeah.
Came through Grampy's neck of the woods and worked their way across. And by the early 1800s, they were in southwestern Wisconsin and then up here.
Yeah, I forgot where my father's ancestors came in from Germany, and I think they had ended up in Pennsylvania first, and had come they were Mennonite in Germany, and they kept the bloodline pure up until my generation, um, which I think was may have been part of why my father might have picked my mother, because she was directly from Germany.
Yeah.
She came over here as a teenager, and so they were very much into keeping the bloodline pure. So that's how I ended up. I'm pure German. Um, but except for like 13% of a mix of like Welsh and Iberian Peninsula and something like that. But that's it,
Yeah.
But yeah, my family actually lived. They spent a few years in Ojibwa, Wisconsin.
Yeah.
And so there was a legend for a while that because of that, that um, they all thought that I was part Native American because of where they lived. Well, except Ojibwa, Wisconsin is all white.
Yeah.
It's next to the reservation,
Yeah.
the Chippewa, but it's all white.
Yeah.
And yeah, my DNA confirmed it. I am not Native American at all. Unlike somebody else who's 160%.
Yeah. And Romanian and Transylvanian and
Oh, and Bavarian now too, because
yeah.
his grandfather grew up in Bavaria and was a noble. You know whose story he picked that one up from?
Yeah.
Me. Like, no, not your family tree there, dear. Quit stealing my history now. If he starts saying that his grandmother was smuggling Jews out of Germany, then I am going to have a real cow. They had to calm me down on the Geek Room in the chat one night because he was on there and saying all that crap, and I just lost it.
Oh,
Like,
he's a
you have-
hoot. I mean, yeah, I can't help but wonder. I mean, I know why. It's because they've pretty much been coddled their entire lives. But how in the hell do you get to be that age and have absolutely no maturity? You know?
Yeah. Well, there'd been times that my husband thought, is he acting this? But it's like, it's been going on for so many years.
Yeah.
How would you keep that up? You know?
Yeah, it's yeah, it's something else again.
Too funny. Trying to work on doggy paws.
Yeah.
But I'm taking the time on this like I did with the Dragon of Marduk too, so I don't feel too ashamed.
Yeah, and don't worry about the wrinkles. It all depends on how he's laying.
Yeah,
Well,
I figured
'cause-
that.
You know, because they got a lot pretty loose skin around their face and their neck.
Yeah.
You know, so if you want to, you can play with them like silly putty, and push and pull, and
I love Mastiff so much.
stretch his face out.
We actually wanted to get a Tibetan Mastiff with all that hair.
Yeah, they're neat dogs.
But there's still, I mean, there are breeders specializing in them in China, trying to get them, and selling them. But, they're almost like doing the puppy mills with them.
Yeah.
And, so I think the best bet would be if I ever got one that was like half Tibetan Mastiff or something, would be pretty cool. But I'd settle for any Mastiff, even Rottweilers, because they're just big love bugs. German Shepherds is too much hip problems, but that can come with any purebred now.
Yeah, and Shepherds, they bred them for that stupid looking sloping back end on them. For show dogs. I don't know who the hell started that, but it looks terrible.
Yeah. Well, it's like the American quarter horse. They bred them now that their necks go downward, because that was a thing, is that you train them so that their necks are down for showing. And now they've actually bred it into them where they're starting to call them the aardvarks of the horse world. The animals can't even run. And it's like, that's just not right.
No, I saw a thing where they're breeding Arabians. The Arabians have that real distinct face and, narrow nose.
Yeah.
And the damn thing looked like a seahorse. It had this real thin,
oh my God,
this real thin, narrow snout and these two big nostrils on the end.
Oh, geez.
Yeah. And they claim, no, it doesn't have breathing problems. Well, I mean,
it does.
Just looking at it, I mean, you can tell this horse, he might be able to just walk around and breathe normal, but if you ever got him at more than a fast walk, he'd be just gasping.
Oh, yeah. And I don't know about German being in high demand, Sadie. No, Arabians had trouble. I mean, even 30 years ago, they were having trouble breathing. That's why my mom and I were both shocked when they started Arabian horse racing. We're like, what? I mean, they're bred for a dry desert climate
Yeah.
originally. And they imported them to Poland. They sometimes mixed them with thoroughbred for racing and stuff, but I mean, it just never lasted because they spook really easy. They have breathing issues. Yeah, and it sounds like they're trying to make it worse.
Yeah. Yeah, it's real weird. I would, might be able to find a picture someday again, but yeah, it just wasn't normal looking. You know.
Well, let me see if I can find one really quick because that's got my curiosity going now.
Yeah, they had a name for it too. It was, the specific farm that had been breeding them, trying to get this effect.
Yeah, it sounds like they're trying to turn them more into a painting than.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Open link. Oh, no, not open the link in a new tab. Well, that'll do it. Let me screen share this one. That's the head.
Yeah.
What the heck is happening like right here?
Yeah, I don't know what the hell's going on with his jaw there.
Oh, that is just
Yeah, but that's
awful.
Yeah, it's not quite what I was looking for either, though.
No, but I'm sure I will find it. Because you see, this is really small. That used to be a breed standard, this tiny picture right here. Let me see if I can find a larger. There, that's a little better. This was breed standard from the Egyptian Arabians. And that's why they have that painting. What about this guy here? That's really short too. I'm trying to see if I can find a more modern one. That one was horrible though.
Yeah. Yeah, the one I saw was he was a light tan brown.
I bet that horse looked the same from if we'd have seen it from the front though.
Probably. Yeah, the one on the bottom left is getting pretty close to it.
Oh, here we go. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Yeah.
What the heck is that thing? That looks like a bad, those Barbie horses that they sculpt them so bad. And it looks like the face melted.
Yeah.
What the heck? Oh my God, that's awful. See, I have a canvas upstairs that my one friend got from a friend of hers years ago, and it's hand painted, and she did the horse's head from the front, and it looked like E.T. had a longer nose and stuff. She painted this thing.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's awful.
Yeah, I mean, why would you do that?
Well, here's the adult one then. Right there.
Yeah.
What the heck did they do? See, I've been out of the loop for such a long time. Oh my God. See, at least this one, I remember this photo from Arabian Horse World, and this is an Egyptian Arabian. And they were already starting to breed the slope in extreme.
Yeah.
But what about that one? Yep, that one's more normal.
Yeah.
But this, oh, holy crap. What makes them think that's a good idea? Well, you said the same question there.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh. Oh my God. Well, Mudbrooker, you have a thing about making yogurt on your channel, don't you?
No, but I mentioned it before. You can get a yogurt maker.
I've got one, yeah.
look around secondhand shops. You can find them pretty easy.
Yeah.
And
And find the directions on YouTube or on Google for making plain yogurt. I've
yeah,
got a yogurt machine myself. I haven't used it yet.
well, with a yogurt maker, all you got to do is you take a quart of milk and you scald it, bring it up till it just starts to boil, then take it off the heat.
Yeah.
Let it sit till it cools down to about 100 degrees, like you would for adding yeast.
Yeah.
And stir in a couple of spoonfuls of just plain yogurt that you get at a store.
Yeah, for the bacteria.
Yeah. And then you just pour it in the little jars in the yogurt maker, set it, and next morning you got yogurt.
Okay. Yeah, Sadie was asking. That's
And
why.
a lot of like Instapots nowadays, they have a yogurt setting. It'll do the same thing.
Yeah, I have to check my pot. I'm gonna I have an Instapot on my wish list actually on Amazon, but I'm gonna check my Instant Pot. It's an off brand. It's a Power XL or whatever it is. So
Yeah.
a lot of the functions aren't the same, and the entire inside of it has rusted, kind of rusted through. The coating came off, and I can't get it replaced because it was a cheap Walmart off brand.
Yeah.
So I want to get the Instapot, and then I can get rid of the yogurt maker and just do the yogurt in the Instapot. But the cooker, the Power XL I have right now, can be used for canning.
Yeah, you should.
So I shouldn't get rid of it.
You can use it for water bath canning, but you shouldn't use them for pressure canning.
No, not if it's...
They don't hold the pressure steady.
No, I've noticed that when I cook with it, it tends to kind of release the pressure. If I do pressure canning, I'm actually going to get a professional pressure canner.
Yeah.
Because that's my goal over the next couple of years. This year is going to be expanding my garden out, and then I want to start canning after that. So.
Yeah, so far none of the electric pressure canners have really tested out to be safe. They're all...
Yeah.
Around here probably wouldn't be too bad, but you're going to really run into problems if you get much over 2,000 feet altitude. Because they just, they just don't hold the pressure right. You get a lot of problems with them, and you might not get everything sterilized. You're better off just getting regular, pressure canner, or Presto, or All Americans are a lot more expensive, but they're good too.
Yeah, and I mean, I do dry canning in the oven, for like the flour and pasta and stuff. If I get it on sale and I want to store it bulk, then, I dry can. So that keeps for like 25 or 30 years for a flour. So not too bad there. Vacuum sealers you can find on Amazon. Usually Amazon for everything. You just look them up, you'll find something.
Yeah, but they're tough to find now. They're getting a little better finally, but for the past 6-8 months, you haven't been able to buy a pressure canner or a vacuum sealer to save your life.
Oh, because everybody's been prepping. Panic buying.
And same with jars and lids especially. Yep. But they're finally starting to come back around a little bit. You can get jars a lot easier now, but lids are still pretty scarce.
Yeah, I saw that at Walmart. They had jars, but the jars came with the lids. I think it was Ball, but they didn't have much of anything else there. It still was pretty well cleaned out, but our Walmart's kind of crap anyway. So it is a thing. But dry canning I really do like, because that just kind of allows me to move part of my pantry downstairs, and which is on my list of big projects I got to do, because I don't have it really any storage in the kitchen. It's a small galley kitchen basically.
Yeah.
So like trying to film anything in the kitchen is just a real pain in the butt. But we're thinking a vacuum sealer at some point, but it's like if I can get something where I can do yogurt in one device that I can use for multiple things, I don't have to keep a yogurt maker handy. I do have my dehydrator. I like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I dehydrated a bunch of stuff, fruit and blueberries. Got a couple of quarts of dehydrated blueberries and mushrooms.
Yeah, I dehydrated mushrooms and apples. I had a lot of apples this year.
Of course, most of the time I just eat the damn things as I go. So,
Uh-huh.
yeah.
My son was super happy because when he got his first deer, and he brought some venison down, and he brought some specifically for making jerky with. So it broke out the dehydrator for the first time, and its maiden voyage was making venison jerky. Oh gosh, that was good.
Yeah.
That was so good. It didn't last. It ended up not making it home with him up in
Yeah.
Duluth because he ate it on the way.
Uh,
It was like it was gone. It was really good though. And then I had saved some for myself, and I don't think that lasted a day either. I still have some venison downstairs and stuff. It's probably why I'm not eating a completely vegan diet, because we got a lot of meat in the freezer, and some of it, like the duck and the rabbit, my husband's not a fan of, but I am. And it's like, I'm not going to waste it.
yeah.
And plus, we're kind of on a really tight income right now. So I'm going to utilize what we got.
Yeah.
Be practical. I just got to, watch my cholesterol and everything. So I eat mostly plant based. Still eat a lot of tofu and stuff because I've found things I like to make with it. But, it's whatever you enjoy. But I still have the issues with the binging and stuff is not helping me. I've been really bad since I had gotten sick in July, because it's like half the time, I get ready to work out and I'm feeling good one day, and then the next day I feel like my heart is just racing and pounding in my chest really bad. And I have trouble breathing, and my legs feel like I'm carrying 50 pounds of water in each leg or something, and I can hardly walk. And it's like, how do you work out?
Yeah.
You know, as some days are better than others. So, no, I'm still painting. I'm talking to Mudbrooker. You okay, sweetie? You sure you're holding your head? How's your back? Well, do you need me to pause the stream, which I'll just Mudbrooker's on so he can talk to people for a few minutes or something? Or did you want your ibuprofen or anything? Food? Okay. Mudbrooker, are you okay for a moment while I go and get his evening meal and get some medications set up?
Yeah, I'll think of something.
Okay. All right. I'll be right back then.
All right. So, yeah, now I got to try and think of something to say to entertain the masses. So anyway, I've been playing around with my old wood cook stove that I got set back up. I got a couple of videos on my channel on there, and I want to try some bacon again. I used to be pretty good at cooking on the cooktop of it, but I was never all that good at baking, and it takes a bit of doing on a wood cook stove to manage your fire so you keep a steady heat going in the oven. I haven't decided yet what I'm gonna make. It'll probably be something a bit more forgiving than bread the first couple of times around. But once I get that mastered again, I'd like to make some bread in there just to see how it turns out. Because if I remember right, it comes out with a lot different kind of a crust than a conventional oven does because it's entirely radiant heat from the fire next to the oven. You got the firebox sits right next to the steel box for the oven, and there's no air circulation in it. Even a regular oven, not a convection oven, you still get a certain amount of air circulating through it. But you don't get that with the old cook stove ovens. So I'm hoping to try that out pretty soon. It's been fairly warm and I've been working, so I haven't had a lot of time to mess around with it. But it should be fun. I mean, it's an art keeping your fire balanced and trying to bake stuff without having it get completely out of hand. You got to turn it constantly. Well, not constantly, but you got to turn it pretty often because all the heat is on one side of the oven. And if you don't, you end up with burnt on one side and half raw on the other. Apart from that, there hasn't been a whole lot of excitement here in Mudbrook lately. Got a few more cast iron pans I need to start restoring. I got a pile of them halfway through the process. But it's cold outside now, so I can't set up my lye bath and electrolysis tank out on the porch anymore. I can do the lye bath inside, but I'm not terribly keen on the electrolysis because it produces hydrogen and oxygen gas, and I don't really need that in the house when I got a wood stove for heat, especially. So I'll probably switch over and use a vinegar solution for most of the derustifying process instead of electrolysis like I usually did. But I'll get that set up in the coming weeks and hopefully get caught up on some of my iron processing. If you're still there, Sadie, can you hear the fan going in the background on my microphone? Yeah, it is a little weird. switch back here. Yeah,
Back I am.
There she is.
Sorry about that, you guys. Sorry, Mudbrooker, for dumping my stream on you.
Uh, there's only
Yeah.
There's only a few minutes of dead air.
Okay.
But,
Yeah, this is where meal prep comes in handy because like his mom and I get everything together and ready for the week, and then I meal prep for myself too, so that on the days I work I don't have to do a lot of cooking. So it's been helping. Had Salisbury steak and mashed potatoes and green beans and some fruit, and we measure the carbs and everything. So yeah, which I should be measuring the carbohydrates with me as well because I'm diabetic too. But since we don't know what caused the seizures and everything for sure, although they have a name for the disorder now, but I don't want to say the C word on camera. Yeah, it's been a thing.
yeah.
The black cherry is the best one. So yeah. I'm not the biggest fan of sparkling water, and I thought I would try this, and it's okay, but not something that I want to have all the time. So back to wrinkles. Yeah, Sadie, I knew this was going to be a thing, so I had everything all ready to go so that I could live stream for a while. And hubby and I had planned it ahead too, that I'd have everything ready, so that's why the interruption was pretty short. That's okay, sweetheart. Well, they know. Especially with your proneness to migraines, too. You don't need to have one of those tonight. If you get the food in you and get the ibuprofen in and yell at me if you need anything else. Yeah, so there's going to be a lot of brush strokes in this, Mudbrooker, but that's the way I paint.
And well, he's got a lot of his undercoat is is a good bit lighter than his outer hair too. So
Yeah. There's my cat back there again. Yeah, it really has, Deb. It's been I'm ready for this year to be finished. Except it's probably going to carry over into next year too. If there was a magic cutoff called December 31st, that would be great, but I don't think it's going to logically happen. Like, well, crap, what do you do? Didn't intend to give him actual white. I was trying to give it a gradient into his brown fur there, and I instead gave him white markings instead of highlights. So I'm going to fix that a little bit. He is coming along. As I'm working with this doing the whole canvas on this tiny little brush. I'm going to try to get it in camera here. That's the size of the brush. And it's only that size because it's loaded with paint right now. And this is how I did the Dragon of Marduk painting too, was with this size brush. I love it. Digital Hammurabi still has my painting in the background on their live streams. I just absolutely love it. It's so cool. And I am making him a little bit more, he's coming out a little bit more reddish than in that picture you gave me, but he was also in full sunlight, it looks like, when he was sleeping.
I think so in that one.
And just stylizing it, you know. You were expecting that, though.
Yeah. My porch doesn't look that rough.
Oh, but I thought the detail, you know.
It does look good, though.
I liked it. And then I was going to do the detail of your yard back here, but when I started doing this streaky stuff undercoat, I'm like, I just like it like that, you know. It just jumped out, so I left it. But yeah, it's very stylized, and it's me. But that's why you have me doing it.
Yeah, I like the background in the porch.
Yeah, I love doing rough wood though. It's kind of like my favorite thing to do. So much fun. It's just a lot of fun to paint it like that. And I started enjoying doing that when I was like 12, and my mom had showed me how to paint boards, and I was drawing boards all the time. I had to draw fences. I was just having a blast with it. It was like so much fun. I should bring it out someday. I still have a clock that I painted on a cypress root. The clock mechanism is broke, but it was for my half sisters, my only sister, her grandparents. They had bought the cypress root when they were in Florida, and they wanted me to paint something on it. So I did this sawmill with the water wheel, and the waterfalls were coming all the way down the root. And it's kind of shaped like a deer haunch, actually. Well, then when I got it back, when my kids were teenagers, my step-grandparents had passed away, so I got the clock back, and my husband thought that I had bought it, and he did not believe me. I'm like, look at this signature. Now take a look at my parents' last name. I painted this. He did not believe me for anything, and it actually does look really cool. I mean, I was only, I think, 15 or 16 when I painted it, so I wasn't to the skill I am now, but it still looks really cool. And I was actually flattered that he thought I bought it. And both my kids are like, Dad, Mom painted that. But I should bring it out someday because it does look good. I want to get the clock fixed on it and get it hanging up. So it is really pretty. My husband doesn't object to the clock being hung up. Melbourne, Australia is known for having 4 seasons in one day. Minneapolis, Minnesota gets winter all in one weekend.
We had, what was that, about 5 years ago, 6 years ago, in the middle of February, got up to 75 degrees.
Yeah.
36 hours later, it was 35 below.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, Minnesota has got the worst extremes for temperatures in the nation. You know, from summer to winter, we've got the worst of it. All right. It's I'm dreading it because we haven't had any snowfall except for that one weekend. And my daughter said in the UP in Michigan is just as bad. There hasn't been any snow, so it's like we're afraid to find out what it's going to be like.
Eh, as bad as it usually is.
Yeah, except it's going to dump all in one week,
Of course.
probably.
That's why I hate working in winter. I mean, it ain't so bad being outside working in the cold, but just getting back and forth is such a pain.
Oh yeah, that's my worst part. I mean, I spent, years we were hauling horse manure in the old pickup from the barn out to the pasture to spread it in the middle of winter, so it'd be all this piles of straw and horse poo on top of the snow.
Uh,
But, I didn't mind that. And I'd go running outside in the middle of the night in nothing but moon boots, and moon boots were a thing, and just a nightgown or something to see if the mare was foaling in the middle of February, and you're trudging through the snow like that, and I don't mind that as much, but the driving here in the city drives me absolutely crazy because other people are stupid.
yeah.
They get
Yeah.
behind the wheel, they lose their marbles.
Oh, yeah. And of course, first couple of good snows you get, everybody's forgot how to drive on ice.
Yeah.
So it's just chaos.
Yep. Houston, Texas can have 2 or 3 seasons in one week during October and November. Oh, yeah. I'm sure. I hear a doggy in the background.
Yeah, he's outside barking at something.
So, Ragnarok was his dad then, or?
No, he was just a different dog.
Oh,
But yeah, he wound up. Yeah, we had to have him put down because he ruptured his lymphatic duct,
oh, jeez.
and his lungs would fill up with fluid. And the first time around we drained it off to see if maybe it would heal up, but it didn't. So we drained him a couple of times, but finally just had to put him down because there's nothing you can really do for it.
Yeah.
Because on on humans, the your main lymphatic duct comes in under your left collarbone.
Yes.
Well, in dogs, it runs up between the lungs next to the heart and empties right directly into the aorta.
Oh,
And even if you tried to, be huge, massive surgery to even get to it, and then you'd have to try and find the leak and then try and fix it, and the odds of the dog even surviving the surgery are pretty slim.
oh, wow. There we go. That is looking better. Yeah, I'm glad I figured out the lighting though, because with the dark in the background, I almost have a Bob Ross effect happening.
I was looking for something on Amazon the other day. I forget what it was, but for $40, you can get a life-size Bob Ross cardboard cutout.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I think it was $40. It wasn't all that much anyway. Yeah,
Oh
it was
my
Bob.
god.
Yeah, it's Bob standing in front of a painting. The basically the pose from the TV show.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, you can get a life size Bob Ross.
All right. I got to look this up now. I know I kind of want a Bob Ross Chia Pet. That'd be funny.
Yeah, I've seen those too. Those are cool.
Bob Ross cardboard cutout life size. Oh, there it is. 40. Oh, they have Ruth Bader Ginsburg. They have Jesus. They have a brown bear standing up. Oh, God, they have He That Shall Not Be Named. Oh, both of them. They have the Russian He Who Should Not Be Named and the Cheeto. Oh, there's David Hasselhoff. Look at that. Elvis. Kim Jong-un. Okay, the third that I accidentally named. Great. Yeah. Where's Waldo? Where's Waldo is $55.
Okay.
I don't know why.
Licensing maybe.
Yeah, that's just funny. Yeah, I gotta. I can get a Yama too. Okay. I'd have to probably trim Bob Ross out and have him up against one of my actual canvases for a photo. How funny would that be?
Yeah.
That would be great.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, okay, this is going on my wish list. That is too cool. I'd set him up against one of my easels. I think that's great. It's going on my wish list. Oh, that's too awesome. Oh my gosh. Yeah, wish list. There we go. All right. Oh, that's cool. Thank you for telling me about that. It is going to go in my craft room. That's where it would go because it'd be on display so everybody could see it on the camera. With one of my paintings behind it on an easel. I think that'd be the best. Thank you very much for telling me about that. I used to have a Chester Cheetah cardboard cutout that I got from the store display in one of the stores that I worked on, but my ex and I had a cat in the house that decided that peeing on things was appropriate, and she killed Chester Cheetah. She killed Chester Cheetah. Sorry, thirsty. They're talking about being a summer or winter person in chat there. I'm a fall person myself. Hubby is a spring person.
Well, you only get about 3 days of spring in this part of the world.
Yeah, Mudbrooker just said we only get about 3 days of spring.
It's winter, and then it's warm for a day or two, then it's winter again, then it's summer.
Yeah. He said it's winter for a day or two, then it's summer for a day or two, then it's winter, then it's summer. That sums up this last year. Couldn't even get stuff in the ground. Yeah, we have Como Park Observatory, so we know what spring looks like. I said conservatory? Oh, I thought it was observatory. Okay, never mind.
An observatory's got a telescope.
Okay. I really am a smart person most of the time. But yeah, it's so we know what spring looks like when they do all their plants and they have their fancy garden in the conservatory, and it's just, and then they'll have bonsai tree shows and stuff, and it's just really cool. Yeah, I like the spring and the fall, Deb, because I can get more into my gypsy style clothing and be comfortable. And summer's kind of miserable. Not as bad this year. I've adapted to the heat a lot better this year than I have in the past. But like if it were legal for me to run around with nothing on outside, I would do it. That's how well I handle summer. There
That's
we go.
what's nice about living out in the boonies. You can wander around naked if you want. You just got to watch out for helicopters.
Oh yeah, because when I was growing up and we were kind of a little bit in the boonies and we had a in-ground pool in the backyard, so at night, my sister and my mom and I, we would just go out, the heck with swimsuits. And so we'd do that during the day too if my dad wasn't home. We'd all be out there just enjoying ourselves, enjoying the cool water and everything and tanning and everything. And then the helicopters went over. Suddenly we invested in swimsuits.
Oh yeah, that happened to us. Me and the wife were out wandering around naked in the yard, and you hear this helicopters coming, and there was a couple of National Guard helicopters. They're about 500-600 yards away, and they circled back around about treetop high, a couple 300 yards away. You see the guys in the side doors laughing their asses off. The wife's trying to hide behind me. I just stood there and waved at them.
Yeah, that's about all you can do, That's funny. Yeah, well, it was, two teenagers and my mom still looks, really young, even though she's 83. So it's like we just kind of went, nope, that's enough of that, Best one I had, though, was the hospital I worked at. They were working on replacing all the windows with a fancy insulated window system or something.
Yeah.
And I went into the staff bathroom and they had, the windows were from floor to ceiling on each floor, even in that staff bathroom. Well, they had it covered up with paper. What I didn't notice was the top foot or 2 feet of the window was not covered in paper. So I went, sat down on the toilet. I happened to look up and there's this guy standing on the scaffolding outside the window and he turned absolutely white as a sheet because he was staring. And all I could do was just wave and say hi. And he scurried up so fast. The damage has been done. All you can do is just say hi. It sounds like that's what you did with the helicopter incident.
Oh yeah. I mean, what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
It looked even sillier if you tried to run and hide. So
yeah. That's what I think. If I'd have been your wife, I probably would have been standing there waving too. That's too funny. Yeah, I think I would have been standing there waving. Although we did find out in Minneapolis, it is legal for me to go outside topless.
Yeah, a lot of cities it is.
And if people are peeping and making a problem of it, they're the ones in trouble, not me. I'm like, oh, hey. Oh, in the parks, it's not in the city? Well, what about your own house? Okay. Well, that's good. Anybody peeping, that's their problem. They'll have to pay me $10 every time they peep.
Charge admission.
Yeah. Not in Minnesota. It is medically, but recreational wise, it isn't.
Wisconsin, it's not even medically legal.
which is ridiculous.
Yeah.
I think Bob the Science Guy on YouTube, he is a doctor and he has to approve it for, I don't remember if he's in I think he's in Michigan.
Yeah.
And the approval paperwork in Michigan is hard enough, you know, and he's had to do stuff for people that were moving to Minnesota or something to get, that they could still have their prescription. And it's a real pain in the butt.
Yeah.
And I wish they would fix that because it should be legal.
Yeah.
A lot of us nurses feel that way. Yeah, it's good that they have it for medical. The only problem is now with some of the medications that my husband's on, he doesn't qualify for it because it would interact with some of the cardiac medications.
Yeah.
So it's like now trying to find pain control for the MS pain is it's not an easy task.
Nerve pain's a real bitch.
Yeah. So that's what we're dealing with, but we have a doctor's appointment Friday, and I'm going to see where that goes from there, but I'm going to still email the doctor in the morning too. Because they gave him one medication and it worked for a week, and then I think his body adjusted to it.
Yeah.
And it's not supposed to be one that does that, so it might be just that the dose wasn't high enough. But yeah, MS pain is just awful.
Well, my wife had peripheral neuropathy and wound up with Parkinson's disease, so
Oh, geez.
yeah.
That's a bad one. How is she doing with that?
Oh, she died to be 2 years
Oh,
ago. 2 years
I
ago.
didn't even know. I'm sorry.
That'll be 2 years the end of January.
Wow.
She had to have a emergency abdominal surgery, and one of the risks with Parkinson's disease, especially as it gets more advanced, is if you have to be put under, the breathing center in your brain might not reactivate.
Yeah.
That's what happened.
Wow.
So she could have either put her on a respirator for the rest of her life or just let her go.
Yeah.
And the condition she was in, honestly, she probably wouldn't have made it another 6-8 months anyway before she wound up with pneumonia or something.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, because especially once they get that tracheostomy in for the ventilator, you've got a risk for all sorts of the bad stuff to get in there, regardless how careful you are.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. She'd have been in a nursing home and pretty much stuck bedbound.
I'm sorry. That is hell. I came really close to experiencing that here, so I can say I actually know what that's like, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Little too real. So yeah, you are open to start dating sometime.
Yeah.
We gotta find you a girlfriend. As Grampy jokes,
Yeah. Well, here it ain't too difficult to get yourself a Vietnamese diplomat these days.
Sorry, a headphone warning, you guys. That's a Helton reference.
Yeah. They come with 6 bodyguards too.
I wonder how that's going for him.
Yeah, I haven't heard much from him lately, so probably not going all that well.
Oh my gosh. I forgot about that.
Oh, for a while he had 2 or 3 lined up, Vietnamese women that were going to come over and move into the trailer with him.
Oh boy. So he found himself a diplomat.
Yeah, this one, she's a government dignitary.
And like, how do you think that's even real nowadays on the internet?
Yeah, I don't know. Or it might have just been a story that he's making up too. Who knows? Yeah, because she'd have had diplomatic immunity, and then nobody could touch him in his trailer house.
Oh my God. That's just still too funny. Oh man. When he said that, I'm like, you have got to be kidding me. That is too funny. And it's seriously, serious question. What would a diplomat want with him?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
Oh boy.
well, maybe they want to establish relations with the state of Kentucky or something. But I would still think she could aim a little bit higher.
Yeah. Oh dear. Oh dear. Balam was startled by me almost doing the spit take there. Now let's see. Looking up something again. Oh, yeah, we still have Tim Walz as governor here, don't we? Yeah. After Mark Dayton. No, Mark Dayton was senator. Oh, God, I'm awake.
Was it Palenti before him?
Yeah, I think it was Plenty before him. But he did pretty good paired up with Dayton. Yeah, Sadie asked, so I had to look that up because I didn't know if anything had changed in the election or not. Whoa, a whole lot of dinging all at once there. That's my cousin. Just a moment. Oh, no. She asked me. She's making a bear from Coco Melon kids ABC Kids show, and she stitched the head of the bear on, and she actually has the bear looking to the side. So she asked me if that was all right. I think that'll give it a little more character. So hence all the bonging here. Oh, he's cute. Oh my gosh. This little kid's gonna love it. He's gonna have his own little bear. I get so tired of that show though. It's less annoying than Dora, but it's like they'll take the Baby Shark song and change the lyrics so it's the same melody over and over and over again ad nauseum. And it's like, I am so sick of the do 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 thing going on. And so like I'll try to get a different kids program on, with music and stuff, because that's what this little one likes, and they'll do the same thing, or they'll have the creepiest animations.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, at least Coco Melon, the animations are pretty cute, and it is all computer generated. But there's one called Lulu Kids, and then there's some ones on YouTube that are just really terrifying.
Yeah, the Teletubbies always irritated the hell out of me. But
My son
but
liked
that
Teletubbies.
but that baby, the face in the sun,
Yeah,
that creeped me right out. I mean, that thing was sinister looking as hell to me for some reason.
I don't know. I thought it was cute, but yeah, that I actually liked Teletubbies. I could tolerate it. What I could not tolerate was Barney.
No,
I,
that was
Barney is like the one of the biggest nightmares to me. But yeah, I think Lulu Kids might be worse, and there's some on YouTube that are just horrendous. And yeah, I I don't understand sometimes. And then there's Word Party, which is kind of okay for a toddler show on Netflix, but they have these little baby animals just running around in diapers, and I don't know, it's just this little creepy vibe that I got off of it. Is like,
uh,
ew. I mean, not quite cuties, creepy, gross vibe, but
yeah.
getting there. Cuties, how that is still on Netflix, I don't know. That was really horrible. But
Uh,
having all these little girls gyrate and twerk, and they're doing crotch shots and everything. It's like,
uh,
oh God, what? Who thought that was a good idea? Somebody in France.
yeah.
They could have done that story without having the perverted parts in there. With trying to grow up in a Muslim family, and then you know being a teenager in a modern world type thing. They could have really done something with that,
Yeah.
but no, they went perverted. I was like, oh. I did watch the whole thing because I figured I can't comment on it unless I've watched it. And so I did, and I'm ever sorry. And I'm probably on an FBI watch list now. Um, what's that bad? Do you need help? Okay, just a second. I have to get a cat out of the way. Be right back. Carries me down the stairs and off of your bed. How could you? You're not picking me up anymore tonight. It's a spoiled cat. What's wrong with Dr. Mike? I like Dr. Mike. What did he do? Let's see what the scuttlebutt on Dr. Mike is. Oh. Oh, was he one who threw a huge party or something? I haven't even watched any of this. I'm gonna have to watch it. That's too bad if that's kind of true, that he's been being kind of phony there about anything, but I'll have to watch all that stuff and see, including his stuff, and see what the scuttlebutt is. There was one doctor, cosmetic surgeon on YouTube too, that once he started showing that he was an anti-vaxxer and stuff like that, I'm like, yeah, yep, I'm done with you. And I forgot what other thing he was promoting that actually was dangerous. I'm like, are you serious? YouTube doctors. But you could say it's the same about some YouTube nurses too. So I, since I'm in that profession, I don't want to. Sadie knows one nurse I'm talking, kind of referencing a little bit there. She's actually in the Flat Earth thing too. She's been on Thai City Alpha's videos, and the one guy that died that would do the science show reviews every Saturday night. Now I can't remember his name. He had her on there where she was eating pages out of Scientific American magazine because it was talking about the Earth being round.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's a flat Earth nurse, and that's what she goes by.
In the Night Garden. It doesn't ring any bells. Is that a kid's show? A comment there from Deb.
Oh, no, I've never seen that one.
Some of the old Sid and Marty Krofft stuff was trippy as hell. Sigmund and the Sea Monsters and
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Lidsville.
I don't remember that one.
It's
HR Puffin stuff for sure. That one was famous for being a little trippy. Oh, Balam, now she's over here rubbing my hand with her head. You want to come up here, Balam? No.
Yeah, Lidsville.
We're rubbing everything.
Lidsville was the kid who played Eddie Munster.
Oh.
Fell into a magician's hat and wound up in this world where everything is anthropomorphic hats.
Oh, okay, that sounds trippy.
With Charles Nelson Riley as the villain.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, so it's on. You can find it on YouTube.
I'm gonna have to look that up.
Yeah, it was odd. Oh yeah, when we were kids, we had Sesame Street, and they had Stevie Wonder and Johnny Cash and Ray Charles on there, for crying out loud.
Yeah. Well, the Muppets was great too when Garth Brooks was kicking chickens.
Yeah.
I loved the Muppet Show. That was the best. My husband says Vincent Price as a guest was hilarious too.
Yeah. Yeah, Vincent Price and Alice Cooper.
Yeah. Yeah, Alice Cooper being on there. Oh, good Lord. Hold it, guys. Not safe for work. There we go. I'm so sorry. The cat's in heat. Balam was romper stompering in front of Wraith on camera behind the painting. I had to move the painting over. I look like I'm as red as a beet. Oh my God. I'm so sorry. Oh, the gods of YouTube aren't going to like my stream tonight. Oh dear. Yeah, because Wraith doesn't know what to do. He's neutered. And he just doesn't get it. Matter of fact, he runs. He runs away from the cat. Okay, so yeah, he does have a little bit of occasional black hairs here and there that pop up. That one, I got to redo that spot. Yeah, a lot of my childhood shows, though, were like Star Trek and Space 1999 and Doctor Who.
Yeah. Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea.
Yeah. There. So, I didn't do too much of Sesame Street, and neither did my friends in elementary school. And so we had our playground groups, and we had the Star Trek team against the Space 1999 team, and Space 1999, we thought we were the smarter of the two anyway. So, yes, that was the team I was on. I had a weird childhood in elementary school. Other kids would play cops and robbers or something like that. Here we're all into the science fiction stuff. I've had a very strange childhood. I'm going to try to get some of the random black hairs in here too that he's got. Oh, Buck Rogers was awesome. Hubby grew up watching that.
Buck Rogers
In Search of, yep.
Uh,
Where Leonard Nimoy pretty much made up things. Or his script writers probably did.
the 70s and 80s versions of Spirit Heart made it up for.
Yeah. In case anyone missed that, the 70s and 80s versions of Conspiratards made up stuff for Leonard Nimoy.
oh yeah, there was a movie studio out in Utah that used to specialize in that kind of thing. Remember the movie Beyond and Back?
Yes.
Near Death. Yeah, that was one of theirs. And what they would do is they would come into town and they would advertise the hell out of it for about a week and basically rent out a theater, and show it in the theater. Then they move on to the next town and do a big ad blitz. Yeah, and they did pretty good at it, but they had a bunch of movies like that, Beyond and Back and Searching for Bigfoot. And
yeah.
I forget
funny.
I forget the name of the company, but as soon as you see it, you know, oh yeah, this is this is one of those.
Oh yeah, The Night Garden is a kids show. I don't know which one's my favorite though, because I also like My Little Pony. So I'm pathetic. But I don't know, my all-time favorite. Well, I think The Electric Company.
Yeah, that was good.
That was a good one.
Yeah, Zoom, that was pretty cool too.
Zoom was good. Zaboomafoo, which is a later one, that one is actually really decent, and they still have episodes of that out. But yeah, probably The Electric Company, I think. It's kind of like sticks out in my head. Reading Rainbow is good.
Fargo,
Captain Kangaroo, yeah. Yep.
Came on after the morning news on Channel 8.
Yep. Yeah. But I still think, and even Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, I like the puppets on there,
Yeah.
And for a more modern take on Mr. Rogers, they have now Daniel Tiger, and it actually is it's animated, it's cartoon animation, but it's really good. It's decent. And carries on the same principles that Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood did. So, no, it is produced by his family, actually. So yeah, they carried on the tradition, and it's a really decent kids show. Here we go. Get a little more shading in there. Kind of coming right along here, actually.
Yeah.
Taking my time. Trying to just get the idea of hairs in here. I'm not going photorealistic by any means. Not that good. But for what I've been kind of self-teaching myself as I go along here, I've been actually doing a lot of the things that photorealism's artists do anyway. So, not too worried. How's your headache doing, sweetie? It's there. Migraine level or? Yeah, no kidding. Okay, and I need a little bit more shadow back here. Maybe something to delineate that foot and separate it from the boards in the back. There we go. He's turning out wrinkly. So I love basset hounds too, because it's like you can just grab onto all the wrinkles and just mold them however you want. Oh yeah, well, Doctor Who was a big one that I was watching when I was 8 years old. I'd sit at the top of the stairs and in this old farmhouse, and my mom would have it on the TV, and I would watch from up the stairs when I was supposed to be in bed, and it was on our public broadcasting. And then same thing with vampire shows, like with Christopher Lee and stuff too. I was watching vampire movies when I was 7 and 8.
Or Night Gallery.
Oh God, I loved Night Gallery.
Uh,
Oh yeah. And then well, later on my mom and I watched together was it The Night Stalker?
yeah, Carl Kolchak.
Yes.
Uh,
Love that show so much.
yeah,
And I've watched episodes of it, just a few years ago. I found some episodes and it really is corny.
yeah.
But it was still fun.
Oh yeah, it was a blast. Yeah, the Night Stalker, the movie is on YouTube. I know because it's like a 2 hour. I don't know if it's meant to be a 2 hour pilot or if it was a standalone TV movie. And I think that came first, and then they built a series out of that.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's how they did it.
That's pretty good.
I'll have to see about finding the movie. So I don't remember if I've seen the movie. I might have.
Yeah, it's on YouTube somewhere. I saw it not too long ago, maybe a year or so.
The Night Stalker.
They made a movie on that?
Yeah. Mudbrooker doesn't know if it was a pilot for the series or what it was, but he found it on YouTube. Yeah, that show was one of my favorites. Definitely going to have to find that.
Well, let's see here. Here we go. I'll give you the link.
Okay.
Let's see, StreamYard.
Yeah, Deb didn't do any watching kids shows. I did a lot of reading too, so did hubby.
Yeah, there's the link for the movie in the chat.
Oh. Okay, let's see. There it is. Open link in new tab. Oh yeah. Was that with the same actor?
Yeah,
I don't know if this was a pilot though. I think I have seen it. I'll have to watch it later.
yeah. Not sure if it was meant to be a pilot or if it was like I said, a standalone, a TV movie, and they decided, well, hey, we can make a series out of this.
Yeah. That's the other thing too. I wanted to share Paranor's channel with everybody. I'm gonna download all of Paranor's videos and archive them since he's gone now. But I had shared his channel page on screen earlier, so
Looks like there's another Night Stalker movie, The Night Strangler.
oh
This Night Stalker was 1972. This is 1973. And then they got a list for the series.
that's cool. That's on YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah, the other one I had watched that was a bit more, later, was now I can't remember it. Forever Night, which is a vampire-based one. And I found one DVD set of that, so I have that, but it's missing a lot of episodes. Oh, Balam, you're so helpless, cat.
Well, I watched Flash Gordon.
Oh, I watched Flash Gordon too. That was so incredibly campy.
Yeah, the Flash Gordon movie.
Yeah. That was so campy and so much fun.
Battlestar Galactica.
Oh, Battlestar Galactica, like, yeah. That's always a classic.
Then you got my mother's influence, Big Valley, Gunsmoke.
I watched Gunsmoke, I watched Bonanza.
Nope.
Didn't have anything to do with the lifestyle I was living in.
My mom was Buster.
Well, your mom was a horse gal anyway in the first place, so.
Then I also watched 12 O'Clock High, The Rat Patrol.
The Rat Patrol. Oh my god.
I thought it was named after one of the actors.
Oh,
The guy who played the second in command, his name was Troy.
oh.
That's who I was named after. My mom had a Troy.
Well, it's like my mom naming me after Christina Kaufmann, a silent film actress in Germany. Yes, I am that old. So's my mother. Who's still going strong. We kind of joke about my mom that the good Lord's decided it's too early yet, and Satan's afraid she'd take over. My mother doesn't take crap from anybody.
I don't want that here.
Yeah. I'm actually getting somewhere here. Holy cow. Just you have a kitten. I'm progressing right along here. This is good. Trying to get all these lovely little wrinkles in. I still was so worried about having that cat the wrong size, but no, that was a good sized cat.
Yeah.
So, Deb, were you able to make up with your real parents then, or? I'm looking at the chat here. Oh, okay, I see. No, you don't. Okay. That's one thing. Hubby is really, really close with his family. I am now too. They're pretty fun people.
They drag you.
They weren't giving me a choice. I was going to be close. A family full of artists and teachers, so, you know. All right, so he's got some weird shading to his ears there. I'm looking at this tiny picture of him and going off the details of the one of him laying on the boards. I don't think it's going to zoom in very much. It's a tinier photo. Let's start with this. He is coming along though. I'm gonna have to base coat his ears, I think, and then go on and do the detail from there.
What is Mudbrooker
That's
Hubby,
pretty. Yeah, I'm checking out the original picture now. So
yeah, I played with the wrinkles a little bit, but
yeah,
that's a whole lot of wrinkles. That's the funnest part of the Mastiff. That and their personalities. They're such big love bugs.
yeah. Actually, I think the wrinkles on his leg is his foot wrapped around his shoulder.
Oh. Yeah. I mean, I can see
Or,
the pad of his foot.
you know, he's got his legs wound up so weird. It's kind of, yeah, I think that's his front leg over his back.
Oh. Well, that
no, that couldn't be it. His back leg, you know, is the paw.
yeah,
That's got to be his other front paw.
folded a weird way.
Yeah,
I know he was. I mean, I shrunk it inward to fit the canvas, but I knew he was pretty folded up there. Trying to get a closer look at it. We're trying to figure out which way his paws went.
yeah, he's got his legs twisted around each other and tucked over, and
I think you're right. This right here then has to go all solidly across, because that's his. Yeah, that's another one of his other feet. Oh, for Pete's sake. He just did that just to confuse me is what it is. Well, let's change that. No, he was just looking at the original photo, sweetie. And the dog has an extra fold going on that we thought was just the leg, but as we're looking at it, it is the the extra wrinkles I thought I was looking at weren't a wrinkle. It was he has one of his right front leg is folded underneath his body, and then either his left hind leg or his left front leg is under that and sticking out the other side like that's the paw that belongs on the right side.
Origami dog.
Yeah, he did origami. Oh, cool. Deb's named after Deborah Kerr. Well, I'm only 53, but yeah, I sometimes talk like an old lady. You can tell your grandfather I laughed at that one. Oh, this dog just decided to confuse the both of us, Mudbrooker.
Yeah, I didn't notice, because you were talking about the markings on his ears, so I was going to have a look at that, and I got to looking at his leg. What the hell is going on here? Yeah.
Well, my neighbor said that I'm 23 years old with 30 years experience. I'm going with that. Yeah, I'll stick with that.
I gotta let my little dog out.
Okay. Well, good. Yeah, well, my husband and we've known each other 25 or 26 years, something like that. We've been married for 5, so yeah. You end up marrying, the person you know the best, I think. Works out that really good that way. There, I got that fixed. What a weird dog. Great. He had to do origami.
We met in 93.
Oh, we met in 93. Yeah, before I got married to my ex.
27 years.
Jeez. That's why we get along so good.
You role playing. Love it.
Yeah, met playing D&D. I married the dungeon master. So bad. Yeah, I think Mudbrooker's right. That darn dog went and folded himself up like somebody assembled him wrong at IKEA.
Well, the whole point is he's happy with the representation.
Yes, and he is. Plus, he also knew what he was getting when he asked me to do this. So,
Stick figure.
yeah, stick figures.
That would be what he did if he asked me, and bad ones too.
I still advise people to draw stick figures and just put them in bad situations like having bombs blowing up next to them and tornadoes whipping them away, and because stick figures are fun. You can abuse stick figures and they can't complain.
I think you just described the comic XKCD.
Probably. I used to draw stick figures like that when I was 12. I put them in some really bad things. Stick figure plane crashes, stick figures falling off of cliffs, stick figures having giant spiders chasing them with knives. I really had a strange imagination at 12. I treated stick figures very, very badly. Sounds like Mudbrooker's back. So what's the smaller dog?
He's a rat terrier.
Oh, okay.
Tubby little beast.
Eh,
He used to be our kids, but they had to move, and we ended up taking him. And Jesse was he was less than a year old at the time, and Milo had never really been around other dogs, and kind of an aggressive little shit.
Eh.
So you just put the run on Jesse all the time. Took him a while to figure out, wait a minute, this guy's barely the size of my head. But yeah, for a long time, Milo wouldn't let Jesse into the living room. He'd lay on the couch and snarl at him and bark. If he tried to come in, he'd take after him. But they finally settled in.
And there we go. That's funny. Of course, Jesse looks like a big softie.
Yeah.
Big cuddly dog.
Oh yeah, he wants to play with everybody. Oh God, there's somebody new here. I want to play with them.
Oh, that got the little one going.
Yeah.
Too funny. Yeah, I can't wait to meet Jesse when I'm able to bring you the painting. That's gonna be too fun. The pet what?
Wheel of cheese.
Wheel of cheese?
Yes, he must have a pet wheel of cheese. He's from Wisconsin.
Oh, yeah. My husband said you're from Wisconsin. You must have a pet wheel of cheese. So what is its name?
Sigmund.
Sigmund.
Aha! Okay. Head cheese. Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's a 6-year-old Swiss.
It's a 6-year-old Swiss. I gotta make it look like there's doggy hair texture over top of the cat foot. That's gonna take some doing. I may still be doing some of this off camera just to get this thing done, but we'll see. We'll see where I go. Okay, so that needs to be more tan over here. I don't know what the timer is on the StreamYards because so far we've been at 3 hours and 28 minutes. As long as I think with the free one, well, that was for the paid one. So I don't understand why, because the one paid one is 4 hours and the other one's 8. Yet this is letting me run it over 3 hours right now. So maybe before it hits the 4-hour mark, I might call it just because StreamYards might kick me off anyway, since this is a free one. I can't afford to get the paid one yet. Yeah, because StreamYards, you have to pay the entire year at once.
Yeah, thought it was just monthly.
Nope. Monthly'd be more tolerable, but no. Yeah, we might have to wait a couple months before we get the professional version of StreamYard in. Gonna have to highlight his ear a little bit here to have it not blend in with the rest of the dog. Oh my goodness, that little one's going.
He's barking at the cats now.
That's too funny. Yip, 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 yip.
Oh yeah, he won't quit either.
Sadie. You guys, what you saw when I played his ad with the puppy for Infidel News, they're not around anymore. But Mudbrooker here was one of the most popular newsmen on the show. Because not only is there the epic deep voice, but there is an epic beard. I remember the comments you had about your beard on Infidel News. I still
yeah.
miss that show. That was really good.
Yeah, it was fun.
What's kind of nice though is, I mean, it wasn't, they didn't put any bias on the things that they talked about on there as far as, we're atheist and we're better than you type thing or anything. They just talked about what went on and that was it. It was a really, really decent show. That's one that should come back to YouTube.
Well, I gotta go let that silly mutt back in and shut him up.
Okay. Little rat terrier barking and barking and barking. Oh, too funny. A rat terror, yes. Well, Sadie, as my mother-in-law puts it, my husband and I were married to other people before we got married to each other. So I think, and we've known each other for almost as long as Deb's known her husband. And what it was is that they've been through their other relationships to get ready to be married to each other. So Deb and her husband are the same way. Here we go. I'm so happy with the progress I've made tonight. It's really getting there. Mudbrooker's back.
Yeah. And before long, Milo will want out again because when I bring Jesse in, I usually put him out and bring them both in, give them treats.
Yeah.
So he'll finish his treat and want to go back out so he can come back in and get another one.
Oh my gosh. That's too funny. Milo the rat terrier.
Yeah, there's a channel on YouTube where guys hunt rats with terriers.
Yeah.
Only those are plumber terriers. They're pretty much same size, same type of thing. Only their markings are reversed. Where Milo is white with reddish brown markings. The plumbers are reddish brown with white markings.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've seen them. Because there's one vegan channel, especially that's talking about that, Michelle Lowe, and they're kind of having a conniption about it because another channel, and yeah, I do pay attention to the drama. Garland Farms, which they raise cattle and stuff, had actually pointed out that this was being done to protect organic crops over in England.
Yeah.
Is to have the dogs hunting the rats, and that way they can get by with not having to spray or to do things. They just use the dogs.
Yeah.
And so they'll go with the forks and lift up the soil, and the rats scatter everywhere, and the dogs just grab them, shake their necks, and move on to the next one.
Yeah.
And so yeah, there's a few vegans having a real conniption about that right now. Plus the mink issue, where they've had all those mink recently that are being destroyed in Denmark or something because of the C word.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Michelle Lowe and finally others are kind of took up the horn on that one that's happening. But yeah, the drama over there.
Yeah. Yeah,
I guess I don't get away from it all the time.
Well, my uncle had a black lab, and we were remodeling the barn, tearing out some old horse mangers and such, and started tearing the mangers out, and there's a bunch of rats in there.
Oh, jeez.
Well, that black lab took after them rats and just went wild with them. And from that day on, all you'd have to do is say, "Rats, Ben, rats," and he'd be, "Where? I want them. Where are they?"
Kind of like other dogs do with the word squirrel.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. Oh, yeah. I could imagine that. We had a cat that did that because there was old farm building on another property about, oh, geez, not even a quarter of a mile from our house. And we had our horse barns and everything. And the one day, my mom's standing on the deck and she says, "Chris, come take a look at this." And here is this cloud of Norway rats coming across the pasture from their old barn, which had like 4 or 5 feet of old hay in there still on the floor. It was just layered over the years and nobody ever mucked the barn out. Well, the rats, for some reason, decided to migrate.
Yeah.
They were in the horse mangers. They were in the walls. They were attacking the cats. It just went on and on. We spent so much on rat poison, and then we had to tear all, because there's pole barns, steel pole barns. So we had to tear the wooden walls out of the inside to get the corpses out.
Yeah.
But they were biting horses and everything. And one cat came back from hunting the one day, and he was just this tiny little gray and white kitty and had part of his jaw actually hanging.
Yeah.
And so my mom went and treated the cat, and we tube fed him and everything, and his jaw healed up. He would come back from hunting after he was healed up carrying rats bigger than he was that he had killed. That cat would see a mouse or anything, he was just angry. It's like, oh boy, that's a cat with vengeance on its mind there. Well, that was a really good hunting cat, I'll tell you.
Yeah. Well, it's like some dogs with porcupines. You know, they'll get them once and they'll leave them alone after that. But some of them, they said, "No, I really don't like these guys."
Yeah.
And, we had a German Shepherd like that, a male and a female. You know, the male, he was huge for a Shepherd.
Oh, yeah.
But he hated porcupines. He would go out and hunt the damn things, and they'd come back in out of the woods. The female would have a couple quills in her snout and 2 or 3 in the side of her foot because she was smart enough. She'd flip them over, tear their belly out.
Yeah.
Not Thor. He would just dive right in and tear the damn porcupine apart. He would come back and it looked like he had a porcupine sitting on his head.
Oh my God.
He would have quills down his throat, in his tongue, all just solid quills in his face, between his ears, you name it. And
jeez.
And so we'd have to take him into the vet, have him put under, because he's too damn big to hold down, trying to just yank him out with pliers.
Yeah.
And you know, and even so, all he'd have to do is just move a little tiny bit, you know, and never get a hold of him.
Yeah.
So you'd have to anesthetize him, then me and the vet sitting there clipping quills off and yanking quills.
Oh my gosh.
That's usually about a 3-time-a-year operation.
Wow.
Either that or he's in it for the drugs. I don't know.
Maybe. Was that Jesse whining back there? I heard somebody go, oh.
Yeah, he was scratching at his ear.
Oh.
He decided he's got an itch.
He even sounds like a big dog. He's such a cutie.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, he's a sweet dog.
I have I mean, I've had encounters with people's mastiffs before, like when I'd go pick up my kids at school. This one couple would have their mastiffs in the car while they're going in to go get their kids, and they would leave the window open so that I could pet the dogs while they were going in to
Uh,
get their kid, and then they'd watch my car while I went in. And two two mastiffs in their car. I don't know how they fit the kids in the car. Those dogs were huge.
uh,
And I think they were bull mastiffs. They were just gigantic. And just the sweetest things. I got drooled on. It's like
uh,
there's suddenly dog tongue, and it's like just cover your whole face at once, you know? Like, wow. That's when I fell in love with them because that was my first mastiff encounter. Was those two.
oh, we used to have a nurse that would come out and check on Pat every now and then, and she has a Mastiff, but Jesse wouldn't want to let her leave. She'd be walked out to the car, he'd come up to
Yeah.
her, and he'd take her hand in his mouth, try and lead her back to the house.
Oh.
Yeah, which would
Oh.
probably been a bit more alarming if she didn't already have a Mastiff and was used to that sort of thing with them. Yeah, but yeah, I mean, he wouldn't bite down. He'd just wrap his mouth around her hand.
Yep.
Come on back.
Yep. I had somebody I used to take care of that they have a uh, golden doodle, and he actually is giant poodle and golden retriever. So big dog. And I actually was doing some training with this dog when he was young. And so he'll do that when I come over to visit, is he'll grab a hold of my hand and then lead me to who I used to take care of, and and so this dog would keep an eye out at night and stuff, and I was teaching him to fetch things and that. So the first thing he did was he'd start bringing me my shoes, and then he'd bring me my shoes just as I had taken them off my feet, and they were right in front of me. It just kept going like that. So at some point, and I can say this, at some point, I already have the story in my head, and I have to write it down yet, but it's going to be called Augie Finds a Shoe. And it is I want to do it from the dog's kind of point of view, but still in third person. And how this dog wants to be a therapy dog. And so, yeah, the whole thing revolves around the dog bringing a shoe. Because that's what he would do. And he's so enthusiastic about it. That's too.
Now Milo wants back out.
Too funny.
Yeah, I'll be back.
Okay. The rat terrier is being a cat. He wants in, then he wants out, then he wants in. Mudbrooker's letting him out again. Now, this is working out pretty good. Yeah, Sadie, even with those big dogs, though, or Deb, that wasn't Sadie, that was Deb. Their personalities are so sweet, though, that they're not scary big dogs. Those Mastiffs were just absolute love bugs. Their size was scary, but thankfully not the personality. Trying to at least get some detail to the ears. His face is going to be fun because all the black here, and then there's like areas of grayish brown and gray to white, and then grayish eyebrows here. It's going to be so much hair detail. That's going to be crazy. It looks like I have about 14 minutes left. Then I turned into a pumpkin, according to my husband. Oh dear, the cat's yowling again. Oh, my nickname used to be Pumpkin when I was little because I'm an October baby. And there's Chell announcing her presence. Meow. And that back there's got to be, this is all going to be black here. There we go. And the yellow is still kind of showing through a little bit from the undercoat that I put on, so that's working out. Oh, that ear is coming out pretty good on camera. I'm liking that.
Yeah, it looks good on camera.
Yeah. It's looking pretty decent in person, too. Just keep going with the hair strokes down.
Well, they should settle down now. They've been out and in and got their
Out and in.
got their second treat.
Like cats. In, out, in, out. That's too funny. Okay, there we go. So that was a little harder to tell what was going on right there because of color changing. Just to keep. Thankfully, I have looked at a lot of doggy ears over the years to know which direction the hair goes. When I do Corwin with the Springer, he's got the long hair on his ears, so that's going to be fun to paint. He's got kind of wavy to curly hair at the end, and it's just, he's got such pretty ears. All the different colors in there, and I might do that dog on camera too. I don't know. Oh, he's spoiled and he's adorable. I'm going to highlight the ear over here a little too. You can actually see it. I know he doesn't have white edging, but I have to at least make it stand out a little bit. Meow. 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 Chill, Mow. Okay. Go a little darker right there. I'm going to at least get this ear finished before my time is up here. Because we're hitting the 4-hour mark. And I haven't eaten yet, which might be why I'm feeling a little... My stomach's kind of rolling. Somebody went by on their motorcycle and sounded like a giant mosquito.
It might have been. Frost might not have killed them all this year.
Yeah, especially in Minnesota. We're known for our state bird, the mosquito.
There ain't at least a foot of snow on the ground.
Yeah, that's the good part. You know, I'm not the greatest fan of the cold, but it hasn't been too cold, and there hasn't been mosquitoes. I consider that a win.
Yeah.
Meow meow, Chell. Did you want to come on camera too? Huh? Might have to have you come on camera on the end here, because I think I'd have to finish out the rest of the detail on this ear on the next go round, depending on how much I get painted at, you know, on break at work and stuff too. Let's see, can we see Chell back there? Where's Wraith? Chell! There she is! That's one of our twins. Her face is quite a bit different than Balam's. But she's starting to bulk out and become a really big cat. They're only a year and a half. Can be very big cats. They've got some great personalities too. They're so affectionate. Yeah, I gotta let this layer of paint dry. It's a little too wet here for me to get what I want out of it. So I think that's pretty good for tonight. That was a lot of painting. I got quite a bit done with a tiny brush. So I think I'm going to have to call it here. I've got like 6 minutes, and I think StreamYard probably will close me down. So, yeah, because I don't know what their limit is on the free account for hours per stream. So I know it's 20 hours per month, but yeah, we're getting there. I'm happy. So anyway, I hope you guys had fun. Mudbrooker, you got anything else to say? Your channel, anything?
Nothing really to add.
Okay.
Yeah, well, at least we figured out what he was doing with his front feet.
That's still so weird. And of course, it still isn't going to look right because I don't have the rounding that he has in the picture, because we couldn't quite figure out what that is. But it looks like it's a little more folded, maybe. It's a mystery.
Yeah. Yeah.
But his melty look is starting to come through, though, on the camera here.
Yeah.
That's starting to really pop through. Let me get that angled a little better here. Get that light off. There we go. Yeah, it's starting to come through.
Yeah, and once you get some of the details of his mask going, you'll really be able to see it.
Oh, yeah. And I noticed they really don't have the same length of ears like, say, a bloodhound or anything does. So, it's trying
Not
to get,
quite. No, but it's pretty
yeah,
similar. Pretty
yeah.
similar otherwise. The thin leathery.
I'm
thin.
pretty close on the color,
Yeah.
I think. I got the right combination of colors in there for his coat, so that's cool. But anyway, you guys, I think we're going to call it for tonight. And I appreciate everyone who's shown up and said hi. And looks like we've had some good conversations going tonight. And I hope you all have a great night. I am going to try to do one stream next weekend, but my work schedule's really, really insane. So we'll see how much sleep I get. So take care, everyone. Have a fantastic night. Blessed be. Ending broadcast.